Hi, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here with me. If this is your first time, I'm Mandy. I'm a yoga teacher and yoga therapist. I'll be guiding your chair yoga sequence today. We'll begin by staying seated in our chair with a breath practice and a few movements. And then we'll rise up to standing in the sequence for a few postures that will be standing. As always, you're your best teacher. If something feels strenuous or it doesn't feel right in your body, my recommendation is to let it go, to either modify it to what feels right for you or to not do it at all and just let it wash over you and start back up on a pose that does feel better. Postures in yoga do not have to be perfect. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. So just do your best today. As you come back to this practice, or any of these practices, they'll get a little easier. Your body will have some memory of what you did before, and you'll be able to move through them with a bit more ease. But it does take returning to the practice, so I hope you'll come back. All right, let's begin with today's practice. I'd like to cultivate what's called Samana breathing. Samana means equal. So we'll be taking an equal inhale with an equal exhale. And it may take some time for you to find that. So I offer this practice in class, but for you to also take it outside of this practice and practice it off your mat or out of your chair. Okay, so wherever you're at in your breathing cycle, let's just take an inhale. Exhale it all out. Yeah, good. And then we'll begin breathing and we'll go to the count of 4. So take your inhale, 2, 3, 4. And we'll pause at the top of the inhale and then exhale 2, 3, 4. Take a little pause and then begin inhaling 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. I'm going to stay quiet for a few seconds so you can find this rhythm in your own body. If your breath count feels better at 5 or 6, or even 1 or 2, let that be enough today and honor where you're at. And if you lose count, as is often easy to do, just begin again. Start from where you are, and let's see if together we can take 3 cycles without our minds wandering off. But not to judge if they do. It is its tendency. So 3 more to the count of 4 or wherever you're at. Notice how this is feeling in your body or even your mind's chatter as you're doing it. What the mind thinks about what we're doing in yoga can be interesting but not necessary. So you can let that go. Let's do 1 more together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's release the breathing practice and allow your body to breathe organically for a few cycles. Throughout the practice, I'll encourage Samana breathing. You can just bring that equal inhale, equal exhale back in as you can and as you remember. Okay, let's roll our shoulders out, bringing them up with the inhale, kind of like our shoulders are earrings. Sometimes this happens naturally when we're working or we're getting stressed. So let's pull them up with the inhale. Then exhale, roll them down your back. And just go at your own pace, kind of like the Samana breathing. Meet yourself where you are. That's what's most important. And then if you're ready, you could begin rolling them forward. So rolling them up and then forward and down. Good. And just a couple more. Our next practice is what's called nerve flossing. So we're going to be doing this with the longest nerve that goes from our fingertips all the way across our chest to the other fingertips. So if you were to stretch your arms out here and with your palms face down, and then as you inhale, lift your fingertips towards the ceiling. You might feel that nerve starting to light up. And so just go to whatever degree feels okay. That's enough for you. And then push out with the heel of your palms. And then release that down. We're going to do that a couple times. So as you're ready, you can inhale, fingers up to the ceiling, press out with the palms of your hands. You're pushing the walls away. And then exhale to release all the way down. Take a shoulder roll if you like. And then we'll take our last one when you're ready. Inhaling, fingers up to the ceiling, up to the sky. Press, press, press. And stay a little longer than your comfort, but then let that go. So we're not pushing ourselves too far past a boundary. We always want to honor where we're at. Okay. Inhale, reach your arms up and look up if that's okay. You could open your throat here. And then exhale, twist to the right, bringing your left hand to the outer right thigh. And you can place your left hand on the back or bottom of the chair. Inhale to lengthen your spine. So open your chest up a little bit towards the ceiling. And then exhale to twist from your lower belly. Once you found that sweet spot for you, begin that Samana breathing in your lower belly. So wherever your count was, perhaps 4 or 5. And we're not twisting so much that we can't stay with our equal inhale and our equal exhale. So we'll stay for a few more breath cycles. No hurries and no worries. We don't need to get anywhere fast in our yoga practice. Let's inhale, reach arms up to come back around to center. Open your throat. And when you're ready with your exhale, twist to the left, bringing your right hand to your outer left thigh and press into the floor with your feet so you steady your hips and ground into the earth. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist just a little more from your lower belly only. And then cultivate your Samana, your equal breath. The counting breath, when we count with our breath, can be very nourishing for our nervous systems. If you feel activated or stressed, sometimes we feel hijacked by our own emotions. And bringing in the counting breath can bring us back to the present moment. Let's just take one more cycle. Equal in, equal out. And then return to center. Let's just take a pause to notice. You might even like to close your eyes. And notice your organic breath. Just how your body is breathing you. Okay, let's come up to stand. You might like to place the chair out to your side so you could use the back of the chair to steady yourself. And you may even like blocks, but I'll show you where we'll want those later, or a pillow, something to bring up the bottom of the chair up a little higher, or you could use the back of the chair. We'll get there, just a little prelude. Okay, so bring your feet hip distance apart, about what that is for you. And then lift all 10 toes. You can wave at the camera, wave at the television screen, and then place all 10 toes back down. So when you lift all 10 toes, that's helping you feel into the toe mounds, these part of your foot, that is the mound of the toe, and then your heel, the mound of your heel. So by pressing into all 4 corners of your feet, lifting your toes, you can release your toes down. And then see what it feels like to spin your inner ankles back towards the wall behind you, and then press into the outer edges of your feet. sometimes called the knife edge. So you're gonna spin inner ankles back. That's gonna spin your thighs back as well, your inner thighs back a bit, and then press into the outer edges. And just see how that feels. And then we'll add the arms. Inhale, reach up, look up. Bring your hands together if that feels okay, and then swan dive forward. So we're gonna take a forward bend. You could bring your elbows to your knees. This can be enough. Or if you'd like, you could bring your hands to the floor or a block. Or if you're using the back of your chair, you could use part of the chair to steady yourself. Keep a generous bend in your knees. Release your neck if that feels okay. You might even like to shake your head no or nod it yes. Then by pressing into all four corners of your feet, hinge from your hips, and with the inhale, come all the way back up. Good. Shift your weight just into your right foot and see what that's like. What does your left foot do? As soon as you tell your right foot, it's going to have all your body weight. Just notice. And then if you'd like, place your hand on your chair, and we'll do tree pose. First variation, bringing your heel to your ankle, using your toes as a kickstand. See if you can inhale and open your chest, draw your shoulders down your back. Hug everything into your center line. Breathe here. If you'd like a little more balance, you can bring the sole of your foot up to your shin, or perhaps even up to your inner thigh. To steady yourself in this balance pose, press your inner thigh and your foot together, or your shin and your foot together. So it's like a hug or a magnet coming together. That will help with your balance. Let's take one more breath here. And then exhale, lower your left foot, and you can shake that out if you'd like. Okay, decide what you want to do with your chair. We're going to take this on the second side. So you could move your chair or move your body to the other side of your chair. And then this time, let's place all the weight in your left foot and kickstand right foot. So right heel can come meet your left ankle or your left shin or perhaps the inner thigh. There could be a difference between sides. And just notice and see if you can once more hug everything in. So like a magnet, your foot and your ankle or your thigh, they're sucking in, maybe even like suction cups together. Take one more breath, lift your chest, and then exhale, lower down, and shake that out if you'd like. Facing the back of your chair, or perhaps if you have blocks, I'll demonstrate. You could bring blocks up onto the bottom of your chair like this. And we're gonna straddle the chair. So your wide-legged stance could be as wide as one of your leg lengths, or at least wider than your chair. And we're gonna take an inhale, place your hands on your hips and inhale your chest up. And then as you exhale, hinge from your hips, bringing your forehead to blocks or the back of your chair. And you may need one block or two, or the base of your chair is enough. And you can rest your hands on your lower back if that feels okay. Bring them to the chair or the floor. Spin your inner thighs back here and breathe into your lower belly. Let's take one more breath together. Make it a big one, nice and luxurious breath. Bend your knees generously and walk yourself all the way back up. So we're going to do a series here. This is for knee health, for posture, and for balance. And so using your chair to steady yourself, be nice to have it out to the right and then or to the left and then to the right when we switch sides. We're going to shift weight into left foot. So we'll start using our right foot. And if you're on the other side, that's okay. We're going to switch sides. We'll do both. So whichever one you would like to start with is Perfectly fine. This is your practice, not mine. So place the weight into your left foot and then lift your right onto your toes. And step maybe about a foot forward and back. Inhale to step forward and back. See if you can sit your hips down and shift the weight of your body into your left heel. Inhale, step forward and back. This time we're going to step out laterally and back. Inhale to step to the right and back. Inhale and back. Good. One more on this side. We're going to step out to the right once more and then slide your big toe behind you. And it can come all the way over to the left or just behind you, wherever your range is, no further than that. And then slide your toes back to center. And you can come up to stand on both feet. Okay, let's sink back down into our hips. We'll do it one more time. Step out with your right foot. Slide your right toes back. And you can even take a look back to see your right toe. And come back around to stand. Good. Shake that out if you need to. We're going to take it on the other side. So prepare your chair or your body. Keeping that chair nice and steady. Bend your knees and sit back into your hips. Sit back. See if you can shift the weight of your body into your heels as you sit your hips down just a little bit. Steady yourself on your chair. Inhale, step forward and back. Inhale, forward, step back. Last one. Inhale, forward and back. If you need to take a rest and come up, do that. Then sit back into your hips. Inhale, step out to the left and back. Out to the left. Return. Last one, out to the left and back, and come up to stand. Shake that out if you need to. And then we'll do our last series here. So sit back into your hips, weight of your body in your heels as much as possible. And then step out to the left and slide your left toes all the way behind you to any degree. And then slide your toes back and step. Okay, once more. Sit back into your hips, into your heels. Inhale to step out to the left. Then draw your toes, feeling the maybe temperature of the floor, your mat, or the texture. Coming back and step. Great. Shake it out. Let's take an inhale, reach up. And then exhale, bend forward, bringing your elbows to your knees or to your chair. And then press into the floor and hinge from your hips to come back up. And then let's come back to seated to close our practice. So find both feet on the ground. We're going to take the seated twist once more. As you're ready, sit tall. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right. And keep both knees facing forward if possible. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And then exhale, twisting from your lower belly. Let's find our equal breath. Equal inhale, equal exhale. Again, no need to hurry. When we have no hurries, we can also have no worries. No worries that we're missing out on something. No worries that we're doing it wrong. Let's take one more breath here. Count to 4 or 5. Match your exhale. And come all the way around. Inhale, arms up. Open your throat if possible. And then exhale, drawing both arms over to the left. Find your seat here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist from your lower belly. And cultivate your Samana breathing. You might even rest your awareness, rest your attention in your lower belly. Allowing your belly to fall forward to the count of 4. And then allowing your belly to hug your spine to the same count of 4. Let's take one more just like this. Come back around to center. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. So bring your elbows to your knees, or you can bring your hands toward the floor. Release your neck if that's okay. You could even have your elbows on your knees and rest your chin on your hands and your fingers. Take one more breath here. Equal length inhale, equal length exhale. And then walking yourself up to your seat. We'll finish with a mindful moment. I invite you to close your eyes. Notice your heart rate. Notice your heartbeat. You can release any control of your breathing here. Just let your body breathe you in any way that it wants to breathe you right now. And bring your awareness, bring your attention to any sounds that are happening around you. Maybe the hum of electronics or the sound of my voice. Maybe there's others in your environment and you can hear their sweet voices or cars passing by. And sounds are fleeting, so it won't stay the same. And just see if you can rest your awareness on one sound while it's there. And then consider for just a moment the space in which that sound is occurring. The space in which the sound is traveling all the way to your inner ear. If the sound that you had your awareness on has changed, you can just shift your awareness to another sound. We'll be here for a few more seconds. And so I'll be quiet so you can enjoy the sound in your own environment and the space in which it's traveling. When you're ready, you can begin to blink your eyes open. And if you'd like, you could bring your palms together at heart center. This is called Anjali Mudra. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. I hope it's been nourishing. If you have any questions, you could leave them in the comments below or reach out. Thanks so much.